chaos and death. Jeremy Bowen, BBC News, Jerusalem.
Joining me now, Shehata from BBC Arabic. Good morning, Saeed. So you've also been looking at the reaction, haven't you, to the videos of hostages still held in Gaza?
There is condemnation from several parties, especially the countries who criticized Israel recently and calling for Israel to open the crossing to allow aid. The UK Foreign Secretary David Lammy said the images are sickening and called for the release of all hostages unconditionally. In addition to that, the German Chancellor Friedrich Merz said he was appalled by seeing these images, and he called that the release of all hostages is a necessary prerequisite or condition for the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. In addition to that, the French President Emmanuel Macron said what the Hamas embodies what's called abject cruelty, and he said these hostages should be released in addition to restore the ceasefire and allow aid to Gaza. So he put all of them in one package. So there is condemnation, but Hamas said these people or the hostages eat what the fighters and the ordinary people in Gaza eat, so they are not starving them as Mr. Netanyahu, the Israeli government, accusing Hamas of starving them, and said the only way is to allow aid. So they conditioned to have permanent corridors for aid and to have safe, passages, no military operation while aid delivered, because as Jeremy mentioned in his report, there is more people killed waiting or seeking aid. So this is a condition of Hamas, and Mr. Netanyahu talked with the Red Cross in order to provide aid, food and medical support for those hostages. So still standoff between the two sides, and we'll see what's going to happen.
Also happening on Sunday was Israel's National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir praying at a very holy site in Jerusalem. Very controversial. Just explain what he did, why it's controversial in reaction to that.
It's controversial because there is long decades arrangement, status quo between Israel and the Jordanian authorities which administer the Al-Aqsa mosque. Saying they're allowing the Jews to visit Al-Aqsa mosque but not praying there. So Ben-Gvir visited before and also caused anger and erupted violence during his visits. But this time he openly prayed in the Aqsa mosque, so is breaking that. So even Mr. Netanyahu after the visit said, our policy has not changed and it will not change, which is the status quo arrangement happened or struck after 1967, after Israel controlled and occupied this area. So the security for Aqsa Mosque for Israel, but administration of the Aqsa Mosque for the Jordanian endowment ministry doing there. So what is done is causing anger. So there is reaction from the spokesperson of Mahmoud Abbas, the Palestinian president, saying what Ben-Gvir did. He crossed all red lines and he calling for the international community, especially the US, to intervene in order to stop that. The Jordanian also who administers Aqsa Mosque also said what happened is unacceptable provocation for that. So there is controversy about that and should be stopped. And I think this raises again the scenario of the two-state solution in order to achieve peace between Israel and the Palestinian, and not to repeat this to happen in the future.
All right. Saeed, thank you for bringing us up to date on the latest developments. Let's now